Kim Jong-un has a private high-security train nicknamed the Moving Fortress.
Minutes ago, explorers caught a glimpse of how Kim Jong-un vanished and reappeared like a shadow. His journeys are straight from a thriller, with fortified trains and flights so secret no one knows they're happening. Everything is shrouded in mystery, deepening the intrigue. He never just walks through an airport, perhaps he doesn't use them at all. What hidden paths does Kim Jong-un travel by that we haven't yet discovered? Tune in, let us track down the secret routes of Kim Jong-un's disappearing tactics, exposing Kim's covert travel tactics. Kim always loves to make a grand entrance, but his travel style is more like something out of a spy movie. Imagine secret routes, heavily guarded trains, and sometimes even unknown flights. It's the kind of thing you'd expect to see in a James Bond film, but it's real life for Kim. He has his own way of moving around, and the full details of these secretive trips are still mostly hidden from us. As the train whistled past the foggy landscape, a mysterious figure handed Kim an encrypted envelope with a wax seal, whispering, "The contents of this will change everything you thought you knew about your next destination." Unlike most people, Kim doesn't just show up at an airport like you or me. He can appear out of nowhere and no one really knows how he got there. Hard to believe, right? But that's just a small glimpse of his mysterious travel habits. For example, when he flies, he travels in a unique way that blends comfort, privacy, and security. His favorite airplane is the Il-62M, an old Soviet-era aircraft that's been turned into a flying fortress. This plane is called Cholima-1, named after a mythical winged horse from North Korean legends. Built in the 1960s, it was once the largest commercial jet in the world, able to carry almost 200 passengers. But Kim's version of the Il-62M is nothing like the regular version. The inside has been completely changed to fit his tastes. There are white leather seats, shiny rosewood tables, and crystal ashtrays, all giving the plane a fancy look and feel. But the luxury isn't the only thing worth noting. The plane also comes with high-tech entertainment systems, so Kim can fly in total comfort and style. However, this isn't the biggest part of the story. Security is the most important feature of Kim's flights. The Il-62M is equipped with special technology that can block enemy radar and communications, making it hard for anyone to track or target him. Plus, whenever Kim flies, fighter jets usually accompany his plane to guard against any potential threats. His travel plans are just as secretive as the man himself. He almost never shares where he's going ahead of time, and his movements are kept under wraps. This secrecy helps confuse anyone who might want to track him and keeps an element of surprise. When Kim does take a flight, it's usually for important diplomatic events. One example is in 2018, when he took his first international flight since becoming North Korea's leader in 2011. He went to China to meet with President Xi Jinping, which was a major moment in their diplomatic relations. But this wasn't even the most surprising part. Choosing the Il-62M for these trips serves two purposes. It's practical and symbolic. The plane can fly up to 10,000 kilometers without needing to refuel, which is critical for keeping his travels both secret and safe. Despite its age and some concerns about its reliability and lack of modern technology, this is still Kim's favorite plane. Along with the Il-62M, Kim also sends a cargo plane to carry everything he might need for his trip, so he's fully prepared no matter where he's going. Kim Jong-un's travel plans are very detailed and careful, especially when it comes to how he moves by air and land. His cargo plane, which carries important things like his state car, faces some difficulties. The plane, although strong, has a limited range when fully loaded, meaning it often needs to stop for refueling in the middle of the journey. This adds more steps to his travel plans, making his trips both complicated and unusual. On the ground, Kim Jong-un's transportation is planned to ensure maximum security. Every move he makes is carefully organized to keep him safe and show that he's always in control. His ground travel involves luxury cars, secret routes, and tight security. At the center of this is his armored Mercedes Maybach limousine. This car is not just for show. It's a $1.5 million vehicle built to resist bullets, bombs, and can even keep moving if the tires are damaged. Under a tight shield of security, we delve into how Kim Jong-un travels, blending power and protection. Kim Jong-un's secret underground tunnels. Inside the limousine, the passenger area is sealed to protect against chemical attacks, keeping Kim Jong-un safe from various threats. This limo leads a convoy of vehicles, each with a specific role. Some cars go ahead to check the route, others drive alongside for protection, and more vehicles follow behind, making sure every angle is covered. All of this happens smoothly to ensure his safety and keep his movements secret, but it's not just about protection. Kim Jong-un's travel arrangements also serve to show off his power and status. For example, during his 2019 trip to Russia, he made a point of showing that he doesn't care about international sanctions. He did this by arriving in his armored limo, which had been transported by his private train. This move was meant to show the world that he can still live in luxury despite the restrictions placed on him. Even with sanctions in place, Kim Jong-un has found ways to collect luxury cars from other countries. In 2021, a United Nations report revealed an attempt to smuggle over $1 million worth of luxury vehicles into North Korea. This just goes to show how determined his regime is to get these symbols of wealth and power, but this isn't the most secret part of his travel setup. Kim Jong-un also has a hidden network of underground tunnels thought to run beneath important areas in Pyongyang and other key locations. These tunnels allow him to move quickly and unseen, adding another layer to his security and keeping up his image as the all-powerful leader. The tunnels are equipped with advanced communications, so even when he's moving in secret, he's always connected and in control. Kim Jong-un's travel plans are surrounded by extreme safety measures, making it nearly impossible to figure out where he is or what he's doing. One of the most unique parts of his trips is how far he goes to stay hidden. He often uses decoys and sends out fake information to keep people guessing. For example, he might send a group of cars in one direction while he goes the other way. This level of trickery makes his movements very hard to track and adds to the mystery surrounding him. The security during his trips is all about being hard to catch and keeping everything secret. There's a good reason for this. His government uses some pretty clever ways to keep him safe. One of the most interesting tactics is his use of body doubles. These doubles don't just look like him, they act like him too, copying how he speaks, walks, and behaves. They are chosen very carefully based on their height, body type, and even their family background to avoid any risks. Once picked, these doubles go through intense training to mimic Kim Jong-un's actions so closely that even people who know him well might be fooled. Using these doubles is smart because it confuses anyone who might be trying to harm him or gather information. It also gives the real Kim Jong-un more freedom to move around safely while a double could be making a public appearance somewhere else. But that's not the only trick he uses. He also has decoy planes. For instance, when he flew to Singapore for a meeting with Donald Trump, 3 planes left North Korea. The idea was to confuse anyone trying to track him, making it hard to know which plane he was actually on. These aren't just empty planes either, they are fully ready, making it seem like he could be in any of them. One of the planes he often flies in is an old Soviet-era Ilyushin Il-62, which has been updated with modern tech, luxurious interiors, and extra security. Choosing an older plane makes it harder for modern tracking systems to pick up. Next, we explore the detailed setup of his ground security, revealing a complex system designed to keep him safe. The Elite Security Circle. His ground security is just as intense. His bodyguards are some of the best soldiers from the Korean People's Army. These guards are chosen based on strict rules including height and physical strength. They go through heavy training in close combat, expert shooting, and how to protect someone from any threat. Their main job is to form a tight circle around him, watching in all directions for any sign of danger. They create multiple layers of protection, positioning guards in key areas to block any potential threats. Bodyguards working close to Kim Jong-un do much more than just stand guard. They are highly trained experts who focus on spotting danger before it becomes a real threat. These bodyguards mix old-school techniques with the latest technology using special badges, secret passwords, and communication tools like earpieces. While they carry weapons, their real strength lies in their excellent combat skills and their sharp ability to notice anything suspicious in their environment. On top of that, there is a larger security team known as the Guard Command. This team adds extra layers of protection. They are responsible for keeping the places Kim Jong-un visits safe, whether it's his office, home, or hotel when he travels abroad. They set up security zones that can stretch up to half a mile around him, making sure the roads, fences, and everything else nearby are secured. The Guard Command also handles technical and logistical support like ensuring secure communication and even checking Kim's food and drinks for safety. During the 2018 Singapore summit, for example, Kim Jong-un traveled on a special Air China Boeing 747 for extra security. When they arrived, the Guard Command went as far as to reserve an entire floor at the St. Regis Hotel just to guarantee privacy and safety. But what really stands out is Kim Jong-un's team of running bodyguards. You may have seen them during big events like the Inter-Korean and Singapore summits, running alongside his limousine. This isn't just for show. These guards are trained to respond instantly if any danger arises, creating a moving human shield around him. Kim Jong-un's trips are planned down to the smallest detail, almost like a military operation. Everything from his travel route to his schedule is set in advance. Different North Korean government groups, including the Ministry of State Security and the Korean People's Army, work together to make sure everything goes smoothly. Now imagine his travels on his secret train. This isn't just any train, it's a moving fortress. Painted olive green with a yellow stripe, the train keeps him safe while offering luxury at the same time. Inside, there's pink leather seating, advanced conference rooms, and fancy bedrooms. The dining car serves gourmet meals like fresh lobster and fine French wine. There's even live entertainment, with lady conductors singing to the guests, adding to the unusual atmosphere. This blend of high-end comfort and intense security shows just how detailed and careful his protection plans are. The train, often called the moving fortress, is built for extreme protection. It has bulletproof windows, walls that can stop bullets, and floors designed to handle explosives. South Korea's Ministry of Unification says it's even equipped with attack weapons and an emergency helicopter, showing just how much thought has gone into its security. Along with the defenses on the train itself, North Korea takes other steps to keep it safe. Guards are placed along the railway, much like they were during Kim's trip to Hanoi. The train's movements are highly secret. It usually travels at night to avoid being seen, and its schedule is kept hidden from the public. To make sure the path is safe, a second train filled with security staff and equipment travels a few kilometers ahead, clearing the way and ensuring everything is secure. Inside his travel plans, we find a mix of old-world luxury and modern security, all meticulously planned. Strategic paths of North Korea's leader. Because the train is so heavily armored, it can only travel at 55 kilometers per hour. This slow speed means that a journey like Kim's 65-hour trip to meet Donald Trump in Vietnam takes a long time. The train also needs a fleet of 90 armored cars, which makes trips even longer, but the train offers some important benefits. In case of a sudden attack, it's safer than an airplane, where the chances of survival are much lower. But here's the surprising part: it's not just about convenience. Kim's train journeys are carefully planned for strategic reasons. For example, his train was seen in the Russian city of Ussurisk, north of Vladivostok, before switching to another train to continue on the Trans-Siberian Railway. Since taking over in 2011, Kim has made 7 international trips, mostly using his train. This includes big moments like his trips to Beijing in 2018 and the summit in Hanoi with Donald Trump in 2019. Although Kim can fly, and he has done so for 7 overseas trips, he often prefers the train because of the extra safety it offers. His personal plane, Chimay-1, is an old Russian-made Il-62 from the Cold War era. It has reliability issues, and maintaining it is tough. For his 2018 trip to meet Trump in Singapore, he borrowed an Air China Boeing 747. The plane started with a regular flight number but switched its call sign mid-flight, likely to boost Kim's security and show China's influence at the summit. Even though talks stalled in 2019, the use of both the train and the plane shows how far Kim goes to keep himself safe and keep his movements secret. But this wasn't the only interesting part. Keep reading to learn why Kim chooses this mode of travel despite having access to faster options. In a luxurious complex filled with private villas and sunny beaches, a massive boat storage area stands out, highlighting Kim Jong-un's passion for yachts. But what makes these yachts so special? And how did they come into his hands? In the late 2000s, satellite images revealed a huge boat storage facility at the Wonsan compound. Rumor has it that this building holds some of the most luxurious yachts owned by the Kim family. Among them is the Princess 95 yacht, an impressive 95-foot-long masterpiece of luxury and modern design. This yacht costs a staggering $7 million, showing just how much Kim Jong-un enjoys extravagance. The Princess 95 was made by Princess Yachts, a well-known company from the United Kingdom. It's part of the LVMH group, which also owns famous brands like Louis Vuitton and Christian Dior. But there's controversy surrounding how Kim Jong-un got his hands on this yacht, since United Nations sanctions stopped North Korea from buying luxury goods. The Princess 95 isn't just a boat for traveling, it's more like a floating mansion. It has a large flybridge, fancy staterooms, a spacious living area, and a dining space. It can host up to 10 guests in ultimate luxury, perfect for long trips at sea. Every detail of the yacht's interior is designed for maximum comfort and style, making sure that Kim Jong-un and his guests experience the best. In May 2013, during one of Kim Jong-un's visits along North Korea's eastern coast, photos were taken at the August 25th fishery station. Sharp-eyed viewers noticed part of a huge yacht in the background, which was believed to be the Princess 95. This confirmed the yacht's presence in Kim Jong-un's collection. Its distinct features, like its hardtop roof and shiny stainless steel bars, match those of the Princess 95, leaving little doubt about its identity. Now we move to his luxurious tastes, showcasing extravagant yachts that defy the strictest sanctions. The covert network fueling North Korea's luxury. But here's the bigger mystery. How did Kim Jong-un manage to get such a lavish yacht despite the strict international sanctions? The answer lies in the hidden world of maritime transport. Large ships known as yacht carriers are often used to secretly transport luxury yachts. These yachts can be hidden within container ships, making it difficult for satellites or surveillance to spot them. One important company involved in these secret operations is Global Unity Shipping, based in Da'an. This company specializes in getting luxury items into North Korea, including yachts. With a fleet of 15 ships and a team of 242 people, Global Unity Shipping plays a major role in making sure Kim Jong-un's yacht collection continues to grow. Kim Jong-un has a collection of luxurious yachts that he uses to travel without drawing too much attention. One of his most impressive yachts is the Princess 98 MY, which costs about $8,700,000. It's an upgraded version of another yacht in his fleet, the Princess 95 MY, and is 3 feet longer. The inside of the Princess 98 MY was designed by the famous Italian designer Fendi, and many consider it one of the most luxurious yachts around. With 3 decks that include space for both crew members and lavish living areas, Kim Jong-un and his guests enjoy the ultimate comfort when they're on board. Kim Jong-un's love for fancy yachts isn't new. His father, Kim Jong-il, also had a passion for these expensive watercraft. Even though there are international sanctions that ban the sale of luxury goods to North Korea, the Kim family has managed to build an impressive collection of yachts. This shows how skilled they are at finding ways to get what they want despite international rules. But owning luxury yachts is only part of Kim Jong-un's carefully protected life. When he travels, he is always surrounded by a complex security team that ensures his safety. A special group of bodyguards, handpicked from the Korean People's Army, is responsible for protecting him. These guards must meet strict requirements, such as being around the same height as Kim Jong-un and having excellent shooting and martial arts skills. Their loyalty to the regime is so important that their families are also closely examined, going back 2 generations to ensure they are completely dedicated. Once they are chosen, these bodyguards go through intense training. They learn everything from handling weapons to hand-to-hand combat, and they are trained to deal with any threats using just their physical strength. This makes them a very intimidating force. When Kim Jong-un travels, his bodyguards form a protective circle around him. This tight formation includes a few guards in front, others on each side, and a group behind him. At the front is the head of his security, who is part of the group responsible for protecting the leader. But this isn't the most remarkable part. Wait until you hear how detailed the security gets at other times. Do you think such intense security measures are necessary, or is it an over-exaggeration? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more discussions like this.